Hello and welcome back to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is where we get into everything hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. I hope that you're all well wherever you are in the world. Thank you for coming and checking this out. It's absolutely freezing here in the UK. It is 1 degree Celsius, that's 33 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Hence the fluffy jumper. Yes, they are some fairy lights in the background, some Christmas tree lights, fairy lights, some Christmas lights, yes. I'm beginning to get into the Christmas spirit because I am Christmas crazy. So what are we going to get into today? Well, you might recognise these from here on my channel or from my Instagram, which is popping up here if you didn't know that I had an Instagram and you want to see what I get up to with hair on the day to day. But this is K18, and I've been using K18 now since April of this year. It's a relatively new product, and when you have new things that are super effective like K18 and do an amazing job, there are lots of questions. Yes, questions. I get DMs. I've been teaching, I've taught my first K18 Look and Learn workshop here in the UK. So I thought that I would do a video which answers, put your teeth in, Craig, it's early on a Sunday morning and I've had quite a lot of coffee. I thought I would answer some of your questions. So without further ado, let's get into those K18 questions. Now, I guess it makes sense to start at the beginning with the question I've been asked the most, and that is, will it make a difference to my client's hair? And the answer, it's trying to escape, the answer is yes, it will. At the very bottom line is that K18, the peptide in K18 that is unique to the line, is going to make all hair stronger and feel better. Okay, that is the bottom line. I came on board with the product in July. As I said before, I've been using it since I became ambassador in July. I've been using the product since April, and I use it on every single client that sits in my chair and my house models and when I'm doing session work. We were at the MTV EMAs in Hungary recently, and I had my K18 mask with me, and the rest of the team had some as well. Big up to K18 for that. And does it make a difference? Well, yes, it has been making a difference. I wouldn't use it if it wasn't better than what I was already using. Now, I'm going to insert some video here of the gorgeous Dino, who is one of my house models. He is, you see him on my grid on my Instagram, and he is one of my house models that I do after hours, and I create looks, sickening looks, that whatever it is we feel like doing, but basically his hair is a full head lightener. He'd been using an alternative system on his hair for several years, and although his hair was very strong, he still had some breakage. A tiny bit through the bottom at the back and a little bit at the front. That has now all grown out. He's been using this since April, and I've been using it when he comes into the salon to get his hair done to be a model. So, you know, I didn't think there was anything that could improve my client's hair further, and through switching clients over, even the clients I have that like to use quite a lot of heat on their hair, and we all have some of those that don't have a chemical service, that have been using the mask at home, it's made a huge difference. The peptides that are in K18, or the peptide that is K18, if you like, is so powerful and makes the hair so strong. There's nothing like it that has come before. I do have an overview video of the products. If this is your first time hearing about K18 and you want to know more about what the product does, because this is like a questions answered video, then I'll pop that up there and you can go and check that out. But obviously come back, because I'm going to answer more of your questions. So will it make a difference to my client's hair or my hair if you are a client that's watching this, a consumer that's watching this? The answer is yes. If you have hair, this will make it stronger. It always makes me laugh when I'm filming that I'm sitting here holding products. The Dancing K18. I've just shifted my lighting around as well because I noticed there was a massive shadow behind me. I have my windows all at one end of my flat, so apologies if that's slightly distracting, but it is hopefully better now. Now, the next question is one I've been getting an awful lot, and I've seen an awful lot on social media as well, and that is, can you overuse K18? Now, there are two parts to this question, so let's answer them one at a time, and let's start with the mist. Now, K18 mist is a pre-treat, pre-chemical service spray. It's for professional use only, and it will only ever be available to professionals. And can you overuse it? Well, you apply this to slightly spritzed with water hair before any chemical service, and there's all details of that on the K18 website. The website's fantastic and it's full of information. Now, how much K18 mist you use is up to you as a hair professional, but my rule, kind of my guidelines, if you like, don't like to use the word rules, my guideline is that you want to be able to feel the mist on the hair. So you spritz the hair with water and then you would spray the K18 mist onto the hair, and you want to be able to feel the product. It has a slightly, it's hard to explain what it feels like, a slightly silky feel, if you like. You can feel that the product is on the hair. If the hair is very long, you're going to use more. If the hair is shorter, you're going to use less. I have found that on more porous hair, or for instance, my full head bleach clients, like the gorgeous Dina that we were just talking about, I might use slightly more. I might use slightly more towards the mid-lengths and the ends. But you can't overuse it. You know, you don't need to saturate the hair with it. That's just wasting product. And even if you did saturate the hair, it's not going to hinder your chemicals, whatever chemical service, chemicals, that sounds fierce, doesn't it? Whatever chemical service you're going to be doing on the hair. So you can't use too much of the mist, but you don't need to use a lot. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's a lot of, I always think these clips are going to be short and then they're longer than I think they are. Now, when it comes to the mask, the leave-in molecular mask, can you overuse it? Well, if you put a lot in the hair, you know, I would say that even on the longest hair, you're not going to need to use more than 5 pumps, to be honest. And if you do use more than that, then you might feel the product in the hair, but is it going to do any harm? No. It's just going to, you're just going to feel it in the hair. The other part of this question is, there's actually 3 parts, I think, but the third part to the question that's regarding the mask is, can you use it too often? Now, we recommend at K18 that you would use it on your clients in salon, and if they take retail home, they would use it 4 to 6 times consecutively. And then they would use it as a maintenance every 2 to 3 shampoos. I have full head lightener clients that use it every single time. I use it every time I shampoo my hair, which is about 3 times a week. I just apply 1 pump into my hair and let my hair dry, and I use it every time. And it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna over protonize the hair. It's not gonna make the hair brittle. It can't do that because it's using a peptide and a delivery system to deliver that peptide deep into the cortex. So the short answer, in a nutshell, he says, waffling on, in a nutshell, is you can't overuse these. You don't want to use too much of the mist prior to a chemical service because it's a waste. You just need to be able to feel it in the hair and, you know, use as much of the leave-in mask as you think you need to use, apply a pump at a time, and you will be fine. It's all about you as a hair professional deciding what's best for your clients and for yourself. It's all good. You can't overuse them. Okay, so next question is one I've also been getting quite a lot, and that is, which one of these 2 should you invest in first? And my honest answer to that is both of them, because one is a pre-treat spray before chemical service and the other is a leave-in mask. Now, this is the professional size of the leave-in mask as well. It's 150 ml. The retail is 50 ml, just to give you that information. Now, I want to make it really clear that I am not a salesperson. I'm an ambassador for the brand, but I am not a salesperson. I would never want to be a salesperson at all. It's just not my shizzle. I do hair and I want to champion you peeps as hair professionals. So I'm not getting a kickback from selling product, and I'm not trying to make you buy product, extra product. It's just that they do different things. You know, they both have the peptide in, but this is to protect and repair whilst a chemical service is occurring, and this is to repair the hair and to strengthen the hair after, and to finish the hair, if you like, after the chemical service, or after you've cut the hair, or during cutting the hair, okay? So they both do different things. I understand that, you know, K18 is an investment. It's not a cheap product. You know, there's a lot of technology, a lot of development, and the ingredients that go into the product themselves, even the packaging, because of the sustainability of it, you know, it isn't cheap to manufacture. But think of it this way. I love this. Think of it this way. An application of the mask costs around £1 and about $1 as well if you're in the US, because of the conversion rate. An application of the mist costs around £1 as well, around $1. So you know, but also very importantly, you must charge clients in salon for these products. It's super important. You know, I've often talked a lot on my Instagram about how hairdressers often don't know how much the products that they're using cost, and that's super important. So yes, the products do cost you, you know, something in the first place to invest in them, but then obviously you're making that investment back on your clients, which is good because you have to charge for what you do and for what you use. That's super important. So my answer would be start off with one of each and see how you go. I find that the mist lasts me slightly longer than the mask does in salon. It might be different for you. You might want to use slightly more of the mist, as we talked about before. How much you use is up to you. But I would say both of them. Okay, now it's that question that has also come up a lot. It's great that I've had feedback from all of you guys and that I got to teach my first class because I did get all the great questions from everybody. And I have a policy on my Instagram that if you message me on my Instagram with a question, I will always get back to you. I'm always super chuffed when I message people back and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you messaged me. And it's like, well, yeah, of course. If you send me a message on any platform, I'm going to message you back or leave a comment on here. I'm always going to message you back. It feels like it would be rude not to. So the next question is how much to charge for these in salon? And again, it's how long is a piece of string? It's entirely up to you. K18, the people at K18 have put together some literature that they can email to you if you contact them directly that will talk to you, that will help you with pricing structure. I charge in salon by the hour, and that includes all the products that I use, but I know that's not for everybody, and that's something I've done for the last 2.5, 3 years, and it's been brilliant for me because I don't really want to have that conversation. I want to use what I want to use. But you know, you could charge £10 for a mist application and a mask application. You could charge £15. You could charge £20. The thing to remember here as well is that sure, the client can buy the leave-in mask and take it home and use it themselves, and that's completely fine. And that's what we want people to do because then we're going to get better results. We're going to be able to manage their expectations, etc., etc. But when you're using these in salon, you are using them as a hair professional. You are using your knowledge, your skill, your expertise. You are then picking the correct color for the client or performing the keratin treatment in the right way or the permanent straightening treatment. And that is what the client is paying for. You know, with any chemical service, any service in salon, beauty treatment in a beauty salon, you know, anything like that, massage, you are paying for the knowledge and the expertise and the application of that on top of what the product costs. It's very important to remember that as hair professionals. We forget that we put a lot of time and education. You're sitting here watching this video now, listening to me waffle on, put a lot of time and energy into acquiring this knowledge. So of course, there is a premium on top of the actual product that you're using. So how much you charge for it to your clients is entirely up to you. Just make sure that you are taking all of that into account when you set the price. Okay, it's time for our last question. And this is something that I've seen a lot in the, don't point at the screen, Craig. This is something I've seen a lot it's really nice to be back in front of the camera. I digress. It's been tricky here because there's massive work that's going on just over here. They've knocked down what looks like a small village next to me and they're rebuilding it with offices and the noise is insane. They've been drilling, piling into the ground. So it's really hard to film. I can only film on a Sunday, which is today, and I've been so busy with work and I've been away and for work and all these things. So it's really nice to be back doing a video to all of you peeps. Now, the last question is something I've seen on, get on with it, Craig, on the Facebook users group for K18, which you can find if you search K18 on the Facebook, then you can find it there. But it's something I've seen a little bit of. And that is, should you use a clarifying shampoo, a deep cleansing clarifying shampoo before you use the K18 leave-in mask? And the answer to that question is no. You don't have to use a clarifying shampoo. You could use any shampoo. As long as the hair is damp, is wet, damp, towel dried when you're applying the K18 leave-in mask, it will penetrate into the cortex in those 4 minutes, okay? And then after those 4 minutes, you can put other products on top. What I will say is if someone's hair is excessively dirty, oily, or has a lot of product in it, you might want to clarify the hair before you do. Before you use the mask. I don't use a lot of clarifying shampoo in the salon, to be honest. We have it. I use it occasionally on someone's hair if I know that they use a lot of product at home. But what we've also got to remember or got to realise is that even if a product contains ingredients such as silicones and dimethicone, they are water soluble. So any shampoo is going to, a thorough shampoo is going to remove those. If you want to use a clarifying shampoo before you use the leave-in mask, go for it. That's totally cool. You know, it is up to you. And that's what I've tried to get across in these answering these questions is that as hair professionals, we're quite technically minded. We have we use systems to do the job that we do, to provide the services with our clients. And sometimes we can mistrust something if it really is that simple. And K18 is that simple. It's that straightforward. So if you want to use a clarifying shampoo, go for it. If you don't want to use a clarifying shampoo and the hair is relatively clean, that's good too. It's all good. There's no need to clarify before you use the leave-in mask. So that's it for this first round of K18 questions. I hope you find these really... So that's it for this first round of K18 questions answered. I hope you found it helpful. And as I mentioned before, you can go and check out the K18 website. It's got tons of information in it and it's really concise. It's very well put together and it's really super simple to understand. So go and check that out when you get a chance. And of course, there is lots more K18 information and some fun reels, and you can see me using it in action in some of the content that I create on my Instagram, which is there. Once again, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell notification. It's so funny because it makes me giggle, because it means that you're going to see everything that's coming here on my channel. It's really great to be back chatting with you peeps. As once again, I hope you're all doing well and take lots and lots of care, sending you all lots of love and light, and enjoy the build up to the festive times. I hope that you're all well, and I'll see you all in the next one.